Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jack Edwards and today I am having a very unlucky day. This morning I got to the airport at 4 AM only to find out that my flight had just been cancelled, so I should literally be in Milan right now. Then I went out in Brighton for the day and was pooped on by a seagull. And I just went to start filming this YouTube video and my memory card split in half. So if at some point during this video something crashes into my house and the whole house falls down on top of me, I wouldn't be surprised. So, today I wanted to film a quickfire Q&A all about university because I know loads of you who watch this channel are going to university very, very soon, and just like me before I went, I'm sure you have loads of questions. So I went on to my Instagram story at @JackBenEdwards if you want to follow me, and I asked you guys what you wanted to know about university, and in this video I'm going to answer them as quickly as I can. Because if you watch this channel then you will know that I could speak for England, Scotland and Wales. Before I get started, this video is super excitingly in collaboration with my friends Unite Students. Unite Students are the leading accommodation provider in the UK for university students and can be found in 22 cities nationwide. But not only do they provide awesome accommodation, they also have a really useful website with a section called The Common Room. And basically on The Common Room there is so much advice from real university students giving real life tips. To me, before I went to university, the best advice I got was from fellow students because they don't try to, tell you what you want to hear, they just tell you how it is, and that is so much more valuable. There's advice on cooking, well-being, money, extracurricular stuff, balancing a job and your university work. Basically, the advice on that website is golden, and so I will leave a link to it down below in the top line of the crotch box. So if there is anything I don't get to cover in this quickfire Q&A, I can guarantee it will be down there. But for now, let's get started. What are the people saying? So the first question is, will professors think less of you if you got in through clearing? Absolutely, and I cannot stress this enough, not. No professor will know your results. No professor will know how you got into the university. No professor will know whether you got in through clearing, and nor do they care. If you are at a university, then you earned your place there, and that's all you need to know. How does second year compare to first year in relation to workload and partying? More work, less partying. Although one thing I really did love doing in second year was like having dinner parties at my house and things like that. That was really good fun. Top tips for writing personal statements. Remember that they want you based on your academic merit, so I would make it at least 80% academic and 20% about your extracurricular stuff. Only write about books that you've actually read, and also always link everything back to your degree. So if you're talking about the other subjects you did at A-level, link them back to the degree. If you're talking about work experience you've done, link it back to the degree. Extracurricular stuff, link it back to the degree. How did you find first year stress levels compared to year 13? I would honestly say, hand on heart, that because first year in most universities doesn't count towards your overall degree, it is less stressful because your A-level results are effectively deciding where you're going to go for the next 3 or 4 years. That feels a lot more stressful. So academically, first year at university is less stressful, I would say, but then there's also general survival, like learning to cook and look after yourself, which is quite stressful. But life is all about balance, you know? Do you think going catered is more beneficial for making friends? I personally was catered in my first year and I found that it was a really good opportunity to make friends, but cooking in general in a shared accommodation is also a super sociable thing. You will bond with your housemates no matter what the catering situation is, and the best places to make friends are your course, clubs and societies, not just food. Do we only get 2 holidays? Cry emoji. No. Christmas holidays, Easter holidays, summer holidays. Is it okay to do some things on your own in Freshers Week? Yes, and I would actively encourage it. I think it is just as important to spend some time on your own, go out and explore the city, take yourself off to do a little shop or something, or just go for a run on your own. Check in with yourself, make sure you're okay, make sure you're taking it all in, and it's not too overwhelming. What to do when uni begins in 3 weeks but you don't have accommodation? Check out Unite Students. What tips would you give to someone about managing your time well at uni? Make a timetable and a to-do list. Schedule in specific times where you will go and study because you are given a lot of free time, so just make sure you're using it effectively. So I would say schedule in specific times every week that you go to the library or go to a study space or sit at your desk and work. It is very easy to slip into not having a routine, so I would say make sure you're planning things, doing them at the same time every week, and it will make your life feel a lot more controlled. How did you find going from the formats of lessons in school to lectures and tutorials? It is a lot more based on independent research, and that does take some discipline. It isn't something that will come naturally straight away, and I think the sooner you accept that, the better. You can get better at learning. What happens during the day in Freshers Week? Mostly you just hang out with your housemates and get to know each other. There are usually like introduction lectures to your subject and to like your accommodation and things like that. Freshers Fair, where you can go and sign up to sports and societies. Quite often the sports and societies will host like free workshops that you can go and kind of give it a go before you sign up. So yeah, you end up very, very busy. You literally don't have time to think about home or anything like that because your schedule is packed. Did you get a part-time job during studies, and what's your opinion on balancing demands? So this is a funny one because for me, YouTube has become kind of a job, which I'm really, really grateful for. And so I have had to balance that, which hasn't always been easy. The thing that I'm working on at the moment is giving myself specific hours to work on it. But in terms of other kind of more traditional part-time jobs, the best advice I can give you is to get a job within your education centre, within the university itself. So you can often get jobs in the Students' Union or in university bars, and those employers will completely understand you as a student because they're moulded around students as workers. So your colleagues will often be able to cover shifts or swap shifts with you, and generally they'll be much more understanding if you have like an essay due that you really need to get done, or you're just a bit stressed and overwhelmed. A student employer or someone associated and affiliated with the university is going to be much more understanding of your needs as a student. How many contact hours do you generally have a week? Okay, so I do a Bachelor of Arts, meaning that it's kind of like a humanities subject, and I have about 5 to 7 contact hours a week. It is very independent. It takes a lot of motivation to get yourself up and working during the day when you don't have a specific person like registering you. For people doing a Bachelor of Science, there are a lot more contact hours. I would say probably about 25 to 30 hours a week. So it really does vary based on the course you're doing, but you can usually find out how many contact hours you have a week online. What do I do if I don't make any friends? Join societies and clubs that you are interested in and you will find your people, I promise. Any tips on how to make referencing easier / less stressful? Write everything down as you go along. I personally make a spreadsheet with all of my resources in it, and so when I come to making a bibliography, all of the information is already there because I did it as I went along. How to fit in when I'm 2 years older? Honestly, it won't matter. When everyone's at university, you're all in the same boat. No one really cares about age. A lot of people take gap years, that puts them as a year older anyway. Mostly people will just be interested in your experiences in those extra 2 years. You'll be completely fine. Make it an advantage, not a disadvantage. Fun activities to do with your flatmates / icebreaker ideas. I would say find TV shows that you're all interested in and you can sit and watch together. For me, it was the Bake Off. My housemates all got together in the first week and we made a list of everyone's birthdays and like rules for the house where like you got points if you did certain things, like lose your keys. Okay, my camera battery just died, but we're back and ready to do it all over again. I think what I was saying at the time was plan nights out together, go and explore the city together, plan to go and see the Freshers Fair together. Basically, just get to know each other as much as possible, and remember, you're all in the same boat. There's always something to talk about. Should I buy the books on my reading list or get them from the library? For me personally, I like to buy my books, and I buy most of them from charity shops. Your library will be super well stocked, it just depends how long you need the book for, and also if you need the book for your exams and you need to like write in it and make notes in it. But personally, I would say that charity shops and buying books from people in years above you who also take your subject is the way forwards. Any tips for students studying abroad in the UK? Firstly, a lot of universities have societies for specific nationalities. So for example, my university has a French society for people who are from France and want to talk about it, but also integrate. Tell people about the culture in your country, tell people about the language that you speak, enlighten them, enrich their experience and their knowledge of your country, and allow them to enlighten and enrich you about the UK. I would say that the fact that you're studying abroad makes you very, very interesting, and people will be very, very interested to hear about where you're from. How do you deal with feeling like your course mates are smarter than you? Oh Lord. This has been the eternal struggle of my university career so far. I think just remember that everyone is there on their own journey. Why do I sound like such a hippie? We're all there on our own journey. Also remember that everyone is doing their own research, everyone is doing their own reading, and it will be different to yours, and that doesn't mean that it is better. Tips for non-drinkers. You don't have to be drunk to be in the spirit of drunk. You can have just as much fun as everyone else, and there's no need for you or anyone else to make a big deal of the fact that you don't drink. Some of the people closest to me don't drink alcohol, and they have just as much fun, if not more fun, than everyone else. Do whatever you're comfortable with, and everyone else can just get on with it. How did you cope with keeping in contact with friends back home? Make plans, reach out, be the person who sorts things out, and make an effort with everyone. And finally, what is the difference between the tuition fee and the maintenance loan? The tuition loan is money that is paid for your tuition fees, but you never actually see. It is never put into your bank account, it is just sent straight to your university and you just get the debt. The maintenance loan, however, is based on your family's income and the government pays you directly. So that money you do see, and that money is meant to go towards your rent, your books, your food, that kind of thing. And you're paid that in 3 yearly installments, usually at the beginning of each term, and you get this text from Student Finance England, which is like the best text ever. So I hope that quickfire Q&A was useful. I hope it answered some of your questions. But if you do have any more questions, then definitely check out Unite Students' Common Room. It is so useful. And I spent ages today scrolling through it and finding out loads of things that I didn't even know about university, as well as just loads of really good tips for looking after yourself, surviving at university, anything you can imagine. So click the link down below to check that out. I'm going to go because it is midnight right now, and hopefully I have another flight to Milan at 4 AM. So thank you very much for watching. Give this video a like if you liked it. If you like, subscribe down below for more from me. I post loads of university content and vlogs my first 2 years of university so far. Thank you very much to Unite Students for supporting this channel and just being so wonderful. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.